All right. No, that ain't it. Oh, maybe it is it. Yeah, let's run with it. Okay, everybody. Hello. Hello again. Hello. Welcome to another episode of On the Way with Nolan Smith of Ocean Vale Mortgage and Finance, Nanaimo's top-rated, dopest mortgage brokerage in the entire city, probably the world. I don't have metrics for the world, but I do in the city, and we're the best. And this proves it. I'm out here giving you info to make things better for you. That's my goal, realtors. That's my goal. I want you to hear things on these podcasts that you didn't know, that you bring up in a conversation with your client and they kind of step back like, wow, nice. That's the service I'm looking for. That's the educated guy or girl that I want to deal with. That's my hope. I hope you look better out there. I really believe in a better, stronger, smarter community of professionals working together. And I love to give you little morsels of information and tidbits while you're on your way to closing your 100th deal of the year and trying to make it one-on-one. So here we go. We're on episode 6. And this episode is going to be about some takeaways from MPC's 2023 winter report. Now, there are a lot of takeaways out of this report. They do it every year. They poll over 2,000 Canadians in December. They put together a lot of information for mortgage professionals in their association. And most of it is really just info for us, but I've pulled a few notes out of this report that are going to help you. Just give you some information and you know, these things can make a difference for you or things that you should know. Now, you don't have to go and read this big thing. You might go to sleep doing that. All you got to do is throw me in your headphones if you're at the gym, throw me on the car on your radio appointment, whatever you want to do. Toss me on and I got you. So let me break this down. So MPC, first of all, is Mortgage Professionals Canada. They have a membership of 12,000 mortgage professionals across the country. They are amazing. I had the privilege of sitting on their national board for a couple years. I saw them working from the inside, and they care so much about what is happening with regulation, what's happening in our market. They are lobbying for things that you guys don't even understand. You don't understand they're lobbying for. Like not that you don't understand it, but you don't know they're doing it. They're out there lobbying to make things better for us. They're trying to do things like bringing higher amortizations back for first-time home buyers because they're capped out right now. If you have a 5% down payment, they have a maximum 25-year amortization that they can get, but they've been pushing forever to change that to 30 just for first-timers, just to help them get them into the market, to help them with their budget. They're always talking to members of parliament, members of legislature as well, and they are lobbying every day to make things better. I can't say enough great things about this organization. I was proud to be a part of it internally for a few years. I am a very faithful member of theirs, but enough about them. You don't care about them. I do. You don't have to. But let me tell you what these things that have come up in this report that you want to know about. Let's just jump right into it, okay? So, first off, the number of non-owners thinking that they will never buy a primary residence climbed to 33% compared to 18% at the end of 2021. The mentality has shifted. Okay, now this number fluctuates significantly with cycles, but let's just dip our toe in the pool of today. Okay, this is the mentality of your potential buyers. An extra 15% of the people you're talking to don't think, or not even talking to, 15% increase of people just thinking they just can't buy. They're not going to buy a primary residence. This mentality is just really just maybe stopping them from even calling you or us. You know, it's a preconceived idea with all the noise in the market that they're not going to be able to buy. So they're not even trying. Okay. Now, knowing that, what are ways I know there's ways that we can reach out to these people, hopefully, and say that, it's just a cycle. Things change every day. It's important to talk to professionals. So that's a tidbit for you. What would you say to that 33%? It's a third. What would you say to that 33% if you had their attention? And what you might think you might say to them? Maybe you could build some marketing around that and try and get it out to them to get them off the couch and come talk to you and us about making their, assumed doom not so gloomy, and actually, get them into a home, make them a buyer. We see it all the time where we change people's mentalities. And knowing that stat is crazy, to know that, a third of people out there don't think they can buy. So we need to talk to them, change their mind, because it's not true. All right, number 2. About 32% of mortgage holders will need to renew their mortgage within the next 2 years, and they will have to renew at higher rates. Why am I telling you that? You don't care. What people are doing at renewal with their mortgages doesn't affect you. Well, I'm here to tell you it does. And this is how it affects you. I'm thinking, if I'm a realtor, and if I know that 32% of mortgage holders in the next year or two will need to renew their mortgage at a higher rate and have a payment go up, if I know that, that's a really good opportunity to talk to these people and say, well, maybe this home is not right for you. Maybe it's time to cash out and look at something different. If that's what's on your horizon, if you're scared of higher payments, let's change your situation. Let's assess your house and see what sort of equity you have in it that could contribute to your next step as a homeowner. That's a lot of people. 32% of mortgage holders, 32%. That is so many people that are nervous. So how do you get to them? How do you say to them, let's assess. Maybe it's right now to sell and rebuy. Maybe now is the time. Maybe it's not. But it's at least worth the conversation. That's a lot of people out there scared. And if people are out there are nervous about what's happening in the next 1 to 2 years, they need professionals by them giving them good advice. And if that advice just happens to be cash out, take your equity, buy something maybe a bit more modest, lower down your mortgage debt and payment, and live the life. Head to Vegas with that extra cash you're saving. Head to Lake Tahoe. You ever been to Lake Tahoe? I haven't, but it sounds cool. That's a good point to know. All right. Moving on. Number 3, the share of respondents expecting prices to bottom this year was 53%. Okay, so the fact that the majority of Canadians expect prices to bounce this year says a lot about people's faith in real estate. Amid historic rate increases and talks of a recession, they still expect prices to bounce. Okay, so you have a very optimistic base out there that if they're thinking that rates are gonna, or I keep saying rates because all I talk about is rates. I dream about them. I eat rates. My Cheerios, zeros everywhere. Anyways, prices. 53%. If the majority of Canadians are thinking prices are going to bounce, they might be ready more than ever to buy because they just don't want to miss that little bottom level and catch it back up on the upswing. That's a lot of people out there that have faith in the market. The market is telling us, at least this section of the market that's been polled, are telling us that they are ready to go, essentially, in their mind, not scared anymore. They think that it's kind of done, and they think that prices have hit their bottom, and they're expecting increases in real estate prices, the majority of Canadians. That's crazy to me when I saw that, because all I've been hearing about is how scared everybody is to buy, because they don't know what's going on with rates, they don't know what's going on with prices. But if the majority of the people out there are thinking that, okay, we had a spike over the last bunch of years in home prices, rates just literally hit the moon, hit them and put a new crater in it, and And now, as they're simmering down, they're starting to get confident, saying, okay, might be time. We're about to bottom out. So they're going to come off the sidelines. That's my estimate. My guess. My estimate or my guess. It's both of those. So that's good to know. You got a lot of people out there that are sort of maybe that have been sitting on the fence, that have been waiting. They might be ready. And it's going to be a good thing to get your messaging out to these people. Get them off the fence. Get them into your drip campaigns, into your PCSs, into your offices, or your favorite cafe. Get them there, talk to them, turn them from a fence sitter to a buyer. Close some deals. That's what we're doing out here. Get them into homes. All right, last point. Number 4, this one's crazy. 62% of buyers report needing outside help, like family, to make down payments. And they're saying that, these 62%, saying that they would not have been able to buy a home had it not been for their family members helping them with their down payment. And this is up from 6% year over year. So it was in the 50s last year. It's up now. So they're needing help from their family members. And the reason why I thought this was an important thing to know for you realtors is because in that discovery phase, if you're talking to a potential buyer, it's important to know their situation, if they are solo or if they have help. Long time ago when stress testing started, it started messing up first-time home. This is in 2016 when the government said, now you got to put 2% on every contract rate or the benchmark and inflate the payment, and now their budgets are mashed. When that started happening, the first thing that we started doing is talking about cosigners and people that come on applications, and it is skyrocketed. Cosigners have gone through the roof. It's happening very frequently. When you're having those initial conversations with your potential buyers, probing a little bit. Do you have any family help? These things, and maybe they do, but they didn't think about it. This is just helping them prep. You could say to them, did you know 62% of people last year had their family help them with their down payment? It's very normal to do. Do you have access to family that might help you? It's starting that process of getting them into the new norm and being comfortable with it. And you would be the guide to get them into that comfort zone. Just another added service that you're giving them, knowing that everybody's doing it. Everybody's using money from mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. They're doing it. So a little bit more probing, assessing their situation and knowing that it's very common. And hey, listen, by the time you refer them to us, because you should be, because all we do is close deals and create great customer experiences, of course. Before you refer them out, they're prepped, they're ready. They're talking to us about, you know what? I think I can get a bit more for my down payment. What is this going to help me? They're prepped for those conversations, and you're the one that's prepped them. And you're the king or queen for doing so. So that's it. Those are the 4 points that I think you need to know. I hope that was helpful. I hope that that is great information for you. I hope that you use it. And if you do, if you find yourself pulling that little tidbit out of your pocket in a meeting, please let me know. You have no idea how happy that would make me to know that it's working and you guys are like using this stuff and it's making you better. That would just literally make my entire week, if not month, if not year, probably year. If one of you reached out and said, hey, Nolan, that thing you said on that sick episode, so sick, that episode, and that thing you said really helped me in my client meeting and I look like an all-star. And if I heard that, man, I'd feel good. So thanks for tuning in. Another episode of On the Way. Reminder to subscribe, add your notifications as soon as new episodes are dropped. You have to be on the ball, hear the stuff, use this stuff, win with this stuff. It's Nolan Smith with Ocean Vale. Thanks for tuning in.